Do you guys remember this lady? Well, I'm trying not to laugh. This is her now.
It's been happening frequently at the 333 Miami Avenue Federal Court building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite removal.
Deported por Donald Trump. Donald Trump deport. You heard that right, guys. Janet Correa, the famous Trump singing lady, has had her husband detained by ICE. And not only that, but he got put on expedited removal. They want him out of the US. They don't want him. But of course, we've been telling them this all along. They don't want you, bro. Also, do you remember the time I went viral because I told people to call ICE on Latinos for Trump and the family members of Latinos for Trump? It looks like it's happening, and I couldn't be happier. You reap what you sow, and I stand by what I say. But anyways, play silly games, get silly prizes. Let me know what you guys think.
Abdelatif Hafraoui and his wife Sandra voted for Trump 3 times. Now he's being deported. They've changed their mind. To quote Sandra, we thought he was going to go after criminals. We thought he was going after other people. I never thought the leopards would eat my face, sobs woman who voted for the Leopards Eating People's Faces party. He's been held for like 100 days. He's now got an ankle bracelet. They're deporting him. They're huge Trump supporters. He claims he had a screw up where basically he had an attorney who's been thrown in prison now because the attorney was basically cheating all these people, was helping him regularize. He's been in the States for decades from Morocco, helping him sort of regularize his citizenship, whether green card, whatever it was. And he had an appointment with the immigration folks, didn't show up because his scam lawyer didn't tell him he had the appointment. Well, because he didn't show up, the immigration folks said, you're out of here. They deported him, right? Well, he then comes for some other follow-up meeting and they grab him and they're deporting him. Well, they're all sad now because, again, they thought Trump was going to kick out the Latino criminals, not the Moroccan ones. Abdelatif Hafraoui and his wife Sandra voted for Trump 3 times. Now he's being deported. They've changed their mind. To quote Sandra, we thought he was going to go after criminals. We thought he was going after other people. I never thought the leopards would eat my face, sobs woman who voted for the Leopards Eating People's Faces party. He's been held for like 100 days. He's now got an ankle bracelet. They're deporting him. They're huge Trump supporters. He claims he had a screw up where basically he had an attorney who's been thrown in prison now because the attorney was basically cheating all these people, was helping him regularize. He's been in the States for decades from Morocco, helping him sort of regularize his citizenship, whether green card, whatever it was. And he had an appointment with the immigration folks, didn't show up because his scam lawyer didn't tell him he had the appointment. Well, because he didn't show up, the immigration folks said, you're out of here. They deported him, right? Well, he then comes for some other follow-up meeting and they grab him and they're deporting him. Well, they're all sad now because, again, they thought Trump was going to kick out the Latino criminals, not the Moroccan ones.
Meet Jose Antonio Gonzalez, a 51-year-old man who was living in the United States for 38 years until he was deported to the country of Mexico, a place that he's never lived in before. Now, some of you guys might find this situation really sad, but personally for me, I find it quite hysterical because Jose revealed in an interview with Tanya Acosta from Cyber Cuba that his entire family, including his wife, his children, and his 82-year-old mother, all United States citizens, voted for Donald Trump in the November 2024 elections without imagining the consequences that immigration policy would have on them. Jose says, quote, "My wife, my children, my in-laws, my mom, everyone," while confirming his family's vote for Trump. And the phrase that sums up the drama is striking. "My entire family voted for him, but we did not know this was going to happen." Jose's mom conveyed her own bewilderment to him, saying, quote, "I have never seen this madness in 38 years, she told him, as Jose Antonio himself recounted. Now, Jose came over to the US at the age of 9 crossing the Canadian border, committed some offenses when he was a minor, and was sentenced in 1994 and served his full sentence. Since his release in the year of 2001, until his arrest, he had no further legal issues. He worked as a house painter for 18 years and in stores like Home Depot, delivering appliances, paid taxes, and supported his family. Jose was detained at one of his routine immigration check-ins. Jose spent 6 months in a detention center under some questionable conditions. Jose is now in Mexico, saying that it's a country that he cannot adapt to, but he's in the process of applying for migration relief in an attempt to return legally back to the United States, the only country he considers his true home. In fact, he admits he is more American than Cuban. Now, Jose's entire family totally voted for the situation to happen. Because the type of vibes that I'm getting from this entire situation is chickens for KFC, sea animals for oil spills, and kids for Casey Anthony. Because this situation is a major FAFO moment. And for those of you who are familiar with the type of content that I make, you know what song I'm about to play next for them.
Raise your hands, come on! Raise your hands!
But anyways, to Jose's family, all I do have to say to y'all is, have the day you voted for. Bye.
Welcome to the Power Lens. In today's video, we are looking at the growing debate surrounding Trump supporters whose families are now facing the effects of strict immigration and deportation policies. Many believe these measures will only target dangerous criminals, but some are now discovering that their spouses, parents, and other loved ones may also be caught in the process. Political choices come with consequences, but should those choices be allowed to tear families and friendship apart? Watch these clips closely, and after that, we will return with our commentary.
I have another sad story, ladies and gentlemen. Two Trump supporters separated because of ICE.
Please get her home. Please, she does not deserve this. She's the sweetest person and she prayed for you. It's been 8 months. I didn't know a man could cry this much. I did not think that this would happen.
Wayne DeMario has been working overtime at a Southwest Miami-Dade guitar shop, trying to distract himself from his pain and regret.
I hate to see her going through this. She's my best friend.
His life partner of nearly 20 years, Yamile Alcantu, originally from Cuba, ICE detained her back in June.
8 months that she's been taken. I call it kidnapped because it basically is.
He says it happened during what they thought was just another immigration check-in.
They grabbed her, put her in shackles and chains.
She'd been checking in annually, as so many do, hoping to fix her status. She lost her legal residency and got a deportation order back in 2008 after a traffic stop.
They go through her purse and then they dump the purse out and 3 Xanax pills fall out.
But in those years, he says, they didn't think much of it.
Cuban's not going to get deported, so don't worry about it.
Today, DHS has her listed among the worst of the worst, a criminal arrested for dangerous drugs in possession. Wayne feels it's a slap in the face.
I didn't vote for this, but I definitely voted Republican.
He says both were staunch supporters of President Trump.
When you said I didn't vote for this, what did you think you had voted for?
I really thought this was just going to be something organized, but it's obviously not. They just blanket everybody.
Alcantu calling from her detention facility in Louisiana. She says in her 8 months detained, she has not seen an immigration judge.
This is what you voted for, Wayne.
There are going to be people out there who hear your story, hear other stories like this, and say, well, you voted for this.
Yeah, I've heard that from people.
What do you
and
tell
they
those
said,
people?
I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was going to happen. This is about human beings. It's not about left or right. It's about right and wrong.
And it really bothers me that now that it's happening to you, all of a sudden, you have some sort of compassion now and you really understand. Now, under normal conditions, I'd be very understanding and compassionate. But like I said, the most dangerous thing in this country is an uninformed, uneducated, self-hating Trump supporter. Because you go into the voting booth and literally nuke yourselves. And then you want us to help bail you out of this national crisis we're in. You and her need to go.
One thing I love about some of these videos is the MAGA people that are making these apology videos for voting for this administration. This one is funny. It's quick. She's like, I just won't say I'm sorry. I have to vote for him.
I need to say I'm sorry. I voted for him.
I'm real sorry. I didn't know. I thought he was going to make things better for us.
I thought he was going to help folks like me. I really did.
Now my staff's gone. I can't buy my groceries. I can't put my lights on. First of all, the groceries you shouldn't worry about. Anyway, I just can't believe it now.
They cut off my heat and help last week. I don't know how I'm supposed to buy groceries next month to keep the lights on.
Now, what about my diabetes? My diabetes, man, is acting up. Can't feel my foot, can't feel my feet, and I didn't even do.
Now my SNAP's gone, my Medicaid's gone.
Get out of here. This is what you voted for. You voted because you thought black people were going to get didn't you? Black folks, especially black Americans, have been living with nothing for the longest time. So surviving is very, very easy. Very easy. You understand? That's why black folks are playing it smart. We're moving as a unit. You know, other than some of the sellout. But other than that, black people are moving in a way where we're not even being bothered. Oh my God. Oh my God, the country's in shambles. Oh, they're being unfair. Black folks are like, yo, man, I'm going to Costco. What you about to do? So, hey, man, it is what it is. You voted for your own advice. And that's just the way it goes.
To that girl that voted for Trump and her dad is going to die in 6 months. He's detained. Someone said she has a GoFundMe. And somebody said, why isn't she asking MAGA for money? Why isn't she asking MAGA for money? She voted for Trump. Of course you're going to feel bad for the family. Of course you are. It's not their fault. What Trump is doing is wrong. You can be mad at her, and you can also feel bad for her dad and for her family. Should we donate? She's getting what she voted for. They're deporting her father. That's what why would you, if he's undocumented, why? So many questions.
So this Cuban man from where else but Florida just got deported, and not back to Cuba, but to a country in Africa. And by now I'm sure you can guess who he supported. Watch.
The man who immigrated to the U.S. from Cuba when he was 9 is on a hunger strike while in Africa, hoping to get the attention of the man he once supported.
He was very pro-Trump, super Trump supporter. How we go from one moment of me hugging my dad and being with him all the time and just being his little girl, and then to he's just on a different country and just in prison. For what? If he did his time years ago, why is he in prison?
The 58-year-old is one of at least 5 men sent to a maximum security prison in the Kingdom of Eswatini over the summer, a small country in Africa criticized for alleged human rights abuses.
I don't even know what to say to people like him anymore, because you're a super Trump supporter who thought he was going to get a pass with this rap sheet, and now you're on a hunger strike. Hermano, he sent you to Eswatini. He does not give a shit about you. And to all the Latino men out there who are still supporting Trump, I'm going to leave you with these final words from this famous Cuban.
Pero no sé dónde empezar. ¿Qué te pasa? ¿Se te perdió el sentido? ¿Qué tú tienes en la cabeza? No tienes nada metido en la cabeza. Está la cabeza hueca. No tienes nada ahí completamente. Un día de esto lo que te voy a coger como si fuera un pollito. Y te voy a coger el pescuezo y te lo voy a poner aquí y lo voy a hacer.
Another horrific story out of Donald Trump's America. An Afghan national who fought alongside U.S. forces has died from an allergic reaction while in ICE custody 1 day after he was detained for deportation proceedings. Mohammed Nazir Pakhtiawal, who was 41 years old, suffered an adverse drug reaction to an unidentified substance which triggered anaphylaxis and exacerbated his asthma, according to his death certificate. His March 14th death at the Dallas hospital was ruled to be an accident. Out of the 50 ICE detention deaths during Donald Trump's second term, his is the first to be ruled an accident. The others have been natural causes or suicide. An advocacy group and 2 members of Congress are calling for the autopsy report to be released, which so far they haven't, arguing its disclosure would interfere with a pending criminal investigation. It's sickening and it's hard to believe, but there are so many stories like this of people either losing their lives or being mistreated in ICE custody, and it really flies under the radar. Donald Trump and the buddies around him just pretend like it doesn't exist. This is somebody who fought alongside U.S. troops, and you won't hear a word from Donald Trump, and we may never find out what actually happened.
As you have seen from the clips, several people are now expressing regret and their disbeliefs after immigration enforcement reached their own homes. Now, some supported mass deportation because they actually thought their relatives will be safe, but they were wrong because the policies are affecting people with old immigration cases, expired documents, and previous deportation orders. Should voters have studied these policies more carefully before supporting them? Should every immigration case be treated the same, or should a person's background and circumstances be considered? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Now, continue watching the next set of clips, and after that, we will return again with our commentary.
We continue to follow the stories of Trump supporters who vote for Trump, get what they voted for, then express confusion at what they got. The latest example is Riley Gaines. You've probably heard that name before. She's a big, particularly on the trans issues, MAGA figure. And she's appeared on stage with Trump. She's just all out there, right? Very prominent. And she was impacted now. And hear her, then we're going to talk about, she tries to make this, no, I'm not necessarily saying, I'm not saying it's Trump's fault. But this is her husband potentially being deported, the husband who had legal status but is losing it. And then we'll look at another story similar of sort of a deportation impacting someone who voted for Trump. But hear her story, because some of her confusion around, wait, but I thought he had legal status, is what we've mentioned to people about when you proceed with the policies of the Trump administration, you end up impacting a lot of folks you didn't even expect you're going to impact. While you watch, please do click the subscribe button.
Another letter from Immigration Services. I've made a video about this before, but I'm a U.S. citizen, born and raised in Tennessee, went to college at University of Kentucky, met my husband there. He's an immigrant. He moved over to the U.S. for college on an athletic scholarship from England. We've been married almost 3 years now. We're coming up on 3 years. So you would think he is well on his way to achieving his citizenship, or at least having his green card, right? No, wrong. And why can't he get his green card? Because his medical records aren't complete. And what is missing from his medical record? The COVID vaccine. Like, it is the year 2025, and we are still requiring the COVID vaccine. You can see it right here. It's backwards. Disregard. Complete the COVID-19 vaccine. But this is what they do. This is what they do to people who do it the right way. I can't even tell you how much money, thousands of dollars, we have spent on the different forms and applications and immigration lawyers and all of the different things. All for everything to expire on their time anyways. And for all you people who say, oh, Riley, your husband's here illegally, he should be deported. Just say you don't understand immigration. He is very much here legally. There are other ways to obtain residency than a green card, like visas or advanced parole. Or those of you who say, this is what you get when you voted for Donald Trump. Obviously, my husband can't vote, but if he could, he would have voted for Donald Trump. Change is coming with the current administration, but he has to undo everything that the former administration has done to our immigration system, both legally and illegally. Oh, and when they campaigned on the tagline, my body, my choice, this is proof they never really meant.
Vaccinations before, when no one's being forced. It's if you want, as an immigrant, to live in the country, there may be vaccination requirements for the sake of public health. Also, she has a long record of being dishonest, so I have no idea if that's the actual hang-up, but if it is, then my statement stands. But what's interesting is she has this attitude of, see, this is what the Biden administration does. No, Riley, we have long wanted...
I just need someone to explain something to me. I live in Alabama, and my utility bill usually averages between $200 to $250 a month. Can someone please explain to me how my utility bill went from $250 a month to $696?
Girl, did you say Alabama? You know exactly why your electricity bill is going up. Did you get this letter in the mail by chance? Yeah, it was sent to the residents of Huntsville, Alabama. It says that your electricity bill was going up because of Donald Trump. It has his name actually right here. Pretty clear, you know what I mean? It said, hey, he ended through executive orders, some federal grants that were lowering your electric bill. This is the best round of FAFO, and I wasn't going to ream you too hard, but then I went and saw your repost. You posted a lot of stuff from Little Human Being guy, you know, Charlie Kirk. A lot of Daily Wire stuff. A lot of Donald Trump thirst traps, if you will. It said, oh, I know exactly who you voted for. You're the perfect candidate for this video. This is a result of what you voted for, honey. This is a thoughts and terrorists, tater tots and chairs kind of moment. I just want you to enjoy and soak that all in. Take it all in. This is what you voted for. Anyways, my name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow or you won't see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye. And FAFO.
You voted for Trump. How do you feel now?
Horrible. Horrible.
What did you vote for? I voted for change, but I didn't vote for this change.
Through tears, wearing an ICE-issued uniform, Cynthia Oliveira begs the Canadian government for help. She says her nightmare started on June 13th when she went to her green card interview.
You thought you were going to be getting your green card, but instead they arrested you. Did they trick you?
Yes. They said, look, she's getting deported immediately.
He supported Donald Trump. His whole entire family supported Donald Trump, and now she sits in an ICE detention center awaiting deportation. She's from Canada, and get this, she was picked up at her green card appointment. So she was going to an appointment. This was in line with her getting her green card, and that is where they detained her. Now, as you can see in her interview, she also supported Donald Trump. She couldn't vote for him because she's undocumented, but she supported him and supported her husband and her husband's family for Donald Trump. And I don't know what to say because we told you this was going to happen. They all think, well, he was only supposed to deport the criminals. We told you that meant you as well. They think that you are a criminal. And it's just frustrating because the Latinos for Trump community was so loud, so boisterous. They made their entire fucking existence known the whole election cycle, telling us that we were wrong and we had no idea what we were talking about. And now the Latinos for Trump community is getting wrecked across the nation. This was one of many stories. There were so many I didn't know who to pick. This is happening everywhere. So Latinos for Trump, think about next election. Think about midterms. My name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow. You won't see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye.
Now, we hope you can now clearly see what is happening. These stories reveal how political decisions can create painful and unexpected consequences. Yes, even for the people who supported them, immigration is a complex issue, but political differences should not lead to hatred or the complete destruction of families and friendship. What important lessons do you think voters should take from these situations? Leave your answer below and don't forget to subscribe to the Power Lens, like this video, comment and share it with others for more insightful videos and discussions.